Good to go.
Okay, today is Wednesday, June 24th. This is a meeting of Bridgewater's Community Preservation Committee. Members present are myself, Gina Gascondi, Chair, Carlton Hunt, Vice Chair, Laurie Keene, Maureen Asian, Pat Driscoll, and Sherry Anderson sitting in for David Moore. Call the meeting to order at 7:01. Chair's announcements. I don't have a lot. You know me, I think some later on. But basically, the FY27 budget was approved by the town council last week. So it's a budget we approved at the May meeting. And that's about it. Public comment. We have no public. Approval, moving on to approval of the May minutes. The agenda should have said May 27th. It says May 31. Should have been May 27, but the minutes you have note May 27th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, was that Laurie for a second?
That was me. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Josh, roll call?
Gina,
Yes.
Carlton,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Lori.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
Great, thank you so much. Next is the financial report as of May 31st. As we've said in other meetings, we're doing very good income-wise. Our real estate surcharge is roughly 16% more than what we budgeted for. And as we said before, we budget very conservatively. Their earnings on investment, basically the interest is very good. The town's doing, whichever department invests the money is doing a great job. CPA match also came in. I didn't figure a percentage for that, but it came in 32,000 more. Carlton might have a percentage for that. If you're looking at the revenue budget to actual, you see something in the bottom one, TRFR special, for 73,500. That money, you won't see that with the new budget. That's the grant reimbursement for Stiles and Hart improvement. So that will get moved into the Stiles and Hart project. Everything with not everything with zero, but expense budget to actual, the Edson book, which has a zero balance, the Keith Homestead and the Keith Homestead interest are all closed out this year. So those won't be showing on the budget anymore. And you can see all the projects that are still open. After all the projects, deducting what the projects, funds incumbent on projects, we still have roughly 3.2 million, but we do have a lot of applications coming in. Carlton, anything to add?
No, but basically the unofficial balance sheet that will adjust on June 30th. So when we meet in July, we should see a full update on those sections. So basically, our income this year was very good. It was about $1.5 million overall, and then but those numbers are not in the balance sheet because those are appropriated funds and actually the accounts that we can fund from this year. So we're in good shape.
Good. Any discussion on this? Any questions, comments? Okay, that was easy. Next, project updates. I wrote to Bill Smith, who's the liaison to the First Parish Unitarian Church, for an update. I didn't get a response, but I also know he's away. I believe, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I believe at the last meeting, of course I could look back at the minutes, they thought they'd be done in June, sometime in the summer, June or July. So that should be coming up. Hanson Farm, Carlton.
I'll update there. I want to have a Scribner's correction. The Hansons, it's named Hanson Farm. There's not a possessive on that. So if we could correct that, it will help me receive fewer emails. The Hanson Farm is status quo right now. They still need to lay out the pathway, where the bridge is going to go, those kinds of things. So basically that update there is we're in a holding pattern right now. And the money that's available for that bridge material will carry over into the next fiscal year.
Good, thank you. If anybody has anything to add to, or questions or comments on any of these as we go through, don't be afraid, just jump right in. Stiles and Hart improvements, we're still looking at having the landlocked piece of property, that area surveyed. And
Dina, I can give you a quick update on that.
okay, great.
Azu actually, Azu and I actually talked. He gave me the contact information for someone that does the surveys. So just getting, I just got to talk to Justin about it before we move forward with that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that update. We're, as reported at the last meeting, Carlton and I, Josh, walked with the town manager, the southern portion closer to the river behind Burlington. We walked that. The town manager also wants to walk the other side. And what we're looking to do is put together a working group of possible CPC members. I'd like to include John Hart from Parks and Recreation, some others to rescope what needs to be done to finish the improvements. I know we all just want to see that carry through. So if you think you're interested in being on a working group to rescope the other side of the project, the part that's not done closest to the river, just let me know. And also, if you know anybody that's good with trails that might want to join up with the working group to help us with that. But basically everything else is still status quo. Most important thing is to survey and rescoping. Hemlock Drive.
Yeah, update there. I just checked with them today and they're still not finished. They're waiting for an update regarding the hallway circle windows. But what she said is she planned to check the progress, and its anticipation is that it will be completed in July now. And she'll let me know. So basically it's another project that's gone through many delays, but it's coming close to closing, but it'll be FY 27.
Great, thank you. You're still up. Townhouse interior historical architect assessment.
Good news there. Tomorrow morning, the contract has been signed and issued to Joe Booth and Associates. He was heavily involved with the Academy building. His company oversaw the most recent CPA funded and mass historic funding of the townhouse roof and other elements. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, there's a kickoff meeting. He'll be up here with, I think, some of his staff. Chris Hartman will lead them through, and there's two or three of us that want to at least attend that kickoff meeting and get started. And I had one communication with him, and he plans to come back several days in the next week to look at it and do the assessment. So it's finally underway.
Where is the townhouse?
The old town
It's the
hall?
town hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when it was, I wrote a whole history on it, cultural history on it, and there is on the CPC website a large document I wrote. When they first decided to build that building, it was called the townhouse. So in order to separate from townhouse and town hall, I basically have been lobbying to call it the townhouse back to its original designation.
Thank you.
Okay, Pat, we're gonna call on you for the next one for the multifunctional fields. You're muted, Pat.
Say that again.
Gonna call on you just for an update if you have one for
Oh,
the
on the
multifunctional fields.
yeah. So I can tell you this, and I need to, Gina, I need to probably connect with you
Okay,
and Mark and Jim Small. I've sent Jim Small a couple of emails. I'll have to send him another one about the project. But Larry Silver's team, he gave me an update. He did tie the survey together. He's ready for the first preliminary meeting to talk about what we'd like to see there, so he can go forward with the drawings. But they did complete the survey, and they're ready to take the next step. I need to reach out to Mark Thomas and to Frank Judd, who's helping Mark. And if you want to join, Gina, you
okay,
and I can go. Maybe you can let Jim Small. We need to have this meeting if you have a way to contact him easily.
okay. I will actually talk to Jim today.
Maybe, and I'll send an email to everybody tomorrow, just saying, hey, we need to pick some dates sooner than later to meet with Silver Engineering.
Okay, and Jim had mentioned, and I don't know if this is through Silva or something he has to do to see if the well on the property has enough.
Yeah, that's part of his scope of work. That was in. I saw the bid, so Silver has to do that.
Okay, okay.
But he's looking for a preliminary meeting with people that are involved in it, and I said I would reach out to you, I mean, I know you made me the liaison, but you're still on the rec commission, so I think you
Right.
should probably join us if you're available.
Right. No, that's good. I'd love to.
But I'll make sure that email goes out tomorrow.
Pat, could I ask you to include Rig, who runs the flag football, because they have interest in sometimes they use parts of that, but I think it would be good to have Rig there.
Well, we're not. I mean, I think that gets complicated, Carlton. I think we can after the first, because then are we inviting the badges? Are we inviting? I mean, are we? It's a multi-purpose. You know what I mean? We're not inviting. The reason I'm inviting Frank Judd, who is in the lacrosse, is he came up with the original design. He actually has a preliminary plan, so I want to be able to use that and have him explain that to Larry Silva. But but we're not inviting all the sports teams and stuff. It's just if you remember originally when we met out there, it was myself, you, Carlton, Gina, Frank Judd, and Larry, and I'm trying to basically pull that team back together with Jim Small, the rec director, and Mark Thomas, who was also there, and just to make sure we're all still on the same page.
That's okay. And having that kind of next meeting is great, but at some point we need to make sure other sports teams that would actually use that need to be involved.
I think.
Yeah, and I don't think that's, and we can figure that out. But badges are going to use it. I mean, the schools are going to use it. Everybody. But I think we need to just regroup that original group back and make sure we're still on the same page, and then go from there.
Great, thank you.
I think Carlton, once there's preliminary drawings, then we have maybe the rec commission holds a meeting because it's fallen under rec. So maybe the rec commission has a meeting and they talk, to different sports teams and see if it meets the.
Mhm.
I think I think that's a good milestone to work from.
Because we have nothing, there's no draft drawings yet. You know what I mean? So I don't think we should have sports teams comment on it until there's drafts.
Okay,
Right,
sounds good.
okay.
Right.
And to just for, I think Laurie, you might know about multifunctional fields, but to update Sherry, the fields being built behind the middle school, the old high school, and it will be used for a number of different sports. Then we still have to work on
So,
the
so
fields.
Gina, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm certainly grateful that somebody's filling in for Mr. Moore, but are they appointed to the CPC?
No, she's
No.
just filling in for him to if we have any historical commission questions.
But for quorum purposes.
She's not included.
No.
Oh, okay, all right. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have to redo this meeting. That's all. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Nope, that's why we
Good point.
we waited for you to finish your other meeting. To make the quorum. We needed you for the quorum. We still have to work on, I'm not sure if it was called a memo of understanding between the schools and the town, just for spending CPC money on.
Yeah, and I think that can be drafted once we get. Again, I think we need a draft plan to look at to figure out boundaries and scope and all that stuff, so we can.
Right.
In the memorandum of understanding, identify the boundaries.
Right. I agree. Thank you. I just want to note if it sounds like Carlton and I, and Pat or Bill, if Bill was here, do all the talking. As I've said many times, as we come up with projects, I want members of the CPC, other than Carlton and I, overseeing projects. Pat has stepped up as the liaison for this project, but I'd like to get more members involved so you just don't hear my voice constantly. But as we approve new projects. And speaking on that, Carlton, do you want to give an update on the assessment cemetery?
It hasn't changed a lot, but I'm going to ask Josh to tell me what's going on contractually. But for Sharon's background and other, we have 10 cemeteries in Bridgewater that are listed on Macris and one that has never been listed in the state registry. So the idea is to have a firm come, and a lot of them need some nice restoration work. For example, the first cemetery down on Summer Street. Others don't need that much, but what we're trying to do is get somebody to come in, look at those stones, tell us what needs to be cleaned, what broken ones can be repaired, restored, whatever. So we went basically where we're at right now is we had a very heavy duty scope, and we've rescoped that project. And now, since it's going to be probably north of $100,000 to do all 11 cemeteries, we're trying to put together a better scope so that we can get some firms to bid on it and hopefully get the price down. Josh, what's the status of that? Can you brief us?
Yep. So I got edits from the officers. Carlton sent me the chart that he would like to have included in there. And I sent it over to our procurement third party firm that we're using. Lori's out this week. So I don't think anything's gonna get moved on it until Monday. So I will try to update everybody on Monday or as it develops.
Good.
So once that individual goes through it and dots all the I's for a proper procurement, then it will be released, and it's probably going to have a 35, 45 day turnaround. So I doubt that we'll know anything by the end of July, probably August, that we'll have some legitimate set of RFP, not RFPs, but proposals.
Mm-hmm. And Josh, I think Pat had mentioned this a few meetings back as something like when the RFP gets sent out, other updates, the survey is sent out for bid, just to shoot a quick email to the CPC, just as a
Yeah, I mean,
quick update.
I think that's what I do with most of the things now
I
is
think
I just
so.
send it to
Yeah.
you to the officers and we decide if it gets distributed and so I'll continue to do that if that works for everybody.
Yep, that's good. Thank you.
Yep.
Carlton Parthenon Freeze.
No updates other than the fact that John at Bridgewater Trophy has been flat out with end of year stuff, et cetera. So he's promised me that he will get it underway in early July. And so that project will carry over. There's just a small amount of money in there, but this is a storyboard that describes all the artwork that was put into the Academy building from the old McElwain School. And that's
Good.
it.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to projects updates for completed projects. Broad Street property. The Broad Street properties are the two, it looks like one lot, it's actually two, on Broad Street next to the old Chinese restaurant. If you go by, it's just an empty lot. There's not even a curb cut to go into it. It was originally purchased for possible parking for the Styles and Hart improvements. That wasn't going to work out basically because of the topography of the land. But as of right now, the town still owns it. I've suggested that the town sell it. I don't know how far that suggestion will go. So we'll see.
Why would we ever suggest that, Gina?
Because to me, and just my personal thought, what's going to go there? Is it just
Well,
what?
I mean, that's in the CBD zone. I mean, you could have a big mixed use building right next to a town park. I mean, I don't think that's. I mean, I think we purchased it as open space. I mean, I think it should remain. It's assemblage to the park. I mean, at some point, it could be used for something. We could use another access. I think to buy that and to sell that is short sighted.
Okay. And thank you. It's good to hear other views on it.
And also, didn't the Bonfiglioli family sell that to us at a basically just at a praised price, so it would be used for that purpose? You know, we got rid of the billboards. I mean, a lot of good came out of that. I'd hate to see us sell that.
I think you're right. Good did come out of it, but and it's maybe because I just look at it every day, and I kind of just it's blocked out of my vision the same as the Friendly's empty lot was too. You get so used to seeing it that you don't see it.
Could I update a little bit more?
Right. For a mixed use building, if it was bought, and right now it doesn't have a conservation restriction on it. So a building could go up there. One of the things, and Carlton can explain more, is the conservation restriction to be put on those two lots and the, I think it was 5 acres that the town bought.
So wait a minute. You're thinking of putting a conservation restriction on them, not selling them?
Can I jump in here and try to clarify?
Let me just answer Pat, and then you can jump in. No, if the conservation restriction goes on, then I wouldn't say to sell it. I wouldn't say to sell with the restriction on.
So the conservation restriction issue is years ago, the town acquired 5 acres for improvements to Stiles and Hart. That area had to have a conservation restriction because the Community Preservation Act requires any real property that gets accessed to have a conservation restriction on it. So Wildlands Trust agreed to hold that restriction for those 5 acres. When we acquired the 2 parcels that Gene has been mentioning, that has to also have a CR on it. And Wildlands Trust said they would redo that or would add it to the CR. So they've been working with the state for 2 years now to clarify, to identify what it is. And we had 2 questions from the state that because we had an acting town manager and several other things, a change in management, that kind of was held up a little bit. Right now, we've learned that the state has come back with more questions. So right now, it's in the Wildlands Trust and the town manager's hands to
Well,
actually
well, so,
to actually update the CR.
but I agree with that, Carlton. I hope we do that. But then why are we recommending it be sold if we're trying to put a
Nobody's
conservation?
recommending it. It's just an idea. There's no recommendations on the table.
Right.
It's a thought.
I would be 100% against selling it.
Okay. And thank you, Pat. As I said, it's good to hear other people's thoughts on it. Ideally, I would like to see somebody buy the Chinese restaurant and
Gina, it's
I know that's not gonna,
that's purchased, and there's a site plan in before the planning board for that to be
Oh,
converted.
good.
That's
Good.
going to be Dunkin' Donuts is moving that.
Oh, good. I had heard that ages ago, but then never heard anymore. That's
So-
good.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
maybe,
it's preliminary. I don't know if we have the official submittal, but they are working with the town on a sewer connection and a water connection, and
great.
there is a preliminary plan. The group that owns Dunkin' Donuts purchased that, and that I believe, and again, we don't have it before us. I think there's some preliminary plans in the in the planning office to convert that to the Dunkin' Donuts.
Great.
That's good. That's good to know. What I'm going to ask to move us forward, I'm going to ask Gina in that working group that starts to work on rescoping. I think we might
Mhm.
want to rethink that property as maybe a little playground area or park area, that kind of thing. But let's not move forward on it. It's now going under a CR, and we have to repurpose it because it's not close to the Southern Trail, which is supposed to be handicap accessible. There are no sidewalks, there are no streetways to get down there. It's too dangerous for that. And the pathway that was put up behind the barrier, the steel barrier going up the hill towards the up north parking lot, the new parking lot, you really can't go up that one because there's a pole sitting in the middle of it. So we really need to sit down and discuss how we want to reuse that parcel. That's my opinion.
Pat, that by saying that it's been bought, that changes my whole thought process. Like I was saying, ideally, I would like to see somebody buy it, which you've updated.
Well, I mean, it was always owned by somebody. It was just
right.
It
Right.
wasn't being utilized. I think now there's a plan to potentially utilize that. So
Right. So I would like to, at that point, have just like a little pocket park or something, picnic table,
So
whatever.
let's move this forward. That
Yep.
planning thing, let's move this forward. We've held people up for quite a bit of time, and
Yep.
I would like to move forward.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. Any comments on that? Okay. Summer Street the mobile station property is also pending the CR in the final report.
I can give another update on that. I got an email from Mr. Ruley 10 days ago, and the town attorney is supposed to be working on the CR for that because it was purchased with CPA funds. And the message basically said the attorney did not think we needed a CR. So I put together documentation showing that actually the CPA law requires a conservation restriction on any property acquired. So that's in there. It's also in the award for the CR was supposed to be issued before the project closes, and that project closes on June 30th. So
Okay,
there's a nonprofit in town that can hold the CR, but those are all things that the town attorney is supposed to be working on.
okay, good. Thank you. Updates on pending projects. Excuse me. The first is your Samaquin fire apparatus, the old hand pumper, historical photographs, both a project for the fire department. We approved the eligibility form at our May meeting. We've been in touch with Josh has sent out the paperwork and links for the application. Due to the cost of the restoring the photographs by the Mass General Law, we have to do a bid for that. So I'm suggesting that the deputy fire chief, who's in charge of this project, work with Josh for specs. He can give the actual specs. Josh can work on the legalese part of it. Another monkey for you, Josh. And as far as the hand pumper, that's our high amount. I can't remember off the top of my head how much, but basically that would be a sole source purchase. And we just need documentation from Deputy Chief Grafton. But this is like the only company they could find, and I think it's in Maryland, maybe Maryland.
Pennsylvania.
I was going to say Maryland or Pennsylvania. The only company they could find that could do this work, so that can get written up as a sole source purchase. So we are working on that. Hopefully, and the bid and the sole source justification don't need to be in before we vote on the application. So hopefully we have the application for our July meeting. It can go before the council in August and September. So that's that one. Library improvements, we approved the eligibility form in May. Carlton might have an update on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right now, there's an application pending. I think we went over 5 elements. And I've seen some things there, and I'm not going to get into the details right now, but we still don't have an application. And we need to sit down with the library director and the town manager to talk about the CPA application with respect to some of the material. So that's a work in progress. I will say regarding the Asamaquin and the historical pictures, I would like to have someone else become the liaison to making those happen. Because Gina and I, as you can hear, are doing way more than we have time for.
Yep. So I'll take volunteers for that. You might want to wait for the next meeting when we hopefully actually have the application. And we'll have more of our members here. So if somebody wants to jump in now to be the liaison, it's basically just, and I've been communicating with Deputy Chief Grafton on what needs to be done, asking him timelines. But I will continue doing that until we get the application, but we'd like somebody to oversee that project. And like I said, you don't have to jump at it right now. We can wait till our July meeting.
Well, our 2 historic appointments are not here.
Right. Good point. So we can wait, hold off till, I was gonna say May, I'm going backwards, hold off till July. Um,
Gina, Pat dropped out, so we got to pause for a minute.
okay. Okay, sounds good. We just have um,
There we go.
great, okay. Pat, I'm not sure. I'm gonna call on you for the next one, the Jenny Leonard Park. That's we call it the Jenny Leonard Park. It's a potential project, but it it depends on what's done at the Jenny Leonard Park.
Yep, there's no update on that land. We have the road has not been accepted yet, and the update I gave last time is still the latest update. Attorney Castanetti submitted a draft plan, and I commented for the planning board that we were okay with it, and then that hasn't come back to us yet, so we're still waiting on that.
Okay, good. Thank you. The townhouse match to the multicultural grant, if the town is a recipient, excuse me, the town has been notified that they have been awarded the cultural grant. We talked about it at the last meeting to wait, and at the time that the town wasn't officially notified. But we had commented and opted to wait till the town council officially accepts the grant, and the town manager sends us a letter asking for our dollar amount certain for us to vote on. So that's kind of on hold.
Can I ask a question, Gina? Just
Sure.
because I'll probably be working on this. Is this going to, was that intended to come from admin funds?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I would
Because
say yes.
Josh, if you could be so kind as to send us the actual award letter the town received, we'd know more about the cost and expectations. And then the town manager's letter can be updated. But I think I heard it was going to be an 8,000 from the Cultural Council of the State and an equal match. So the town is going to ask the CPA for money, and I think that falls underneath administrative costs. So that's my
Yeah,
opinion.
it was 8,000. Yep. I just wanted to make sure that when after I talked to Justin and we get through town council and everything that I know exactly how if it was going through admin or what we anticipated. So that's helpful. Thank you.
Right. And
Would you need something from us that would actually inform the council that the CPC is willing to
I
provide the
think
match?
I think we might actually need something from you guys for the state is what I think based on what the award email that came through. So we do have to just signify what or how we were going to match. But again, that's something I have on my schedule with Justin. So we're just going to go over the details and probably reach out to you and Gina to get either a
So,
letter together or whatever's necessary for that, and then also town council.
so just
right.
thinking about timeline, we need to have that in place for basically, I don't know if the state needs it sooner rather than later. That's the problem.
I think it
But
does, and that's what I have to talk to Justin about.
well, I guess we're not going to meet until the end of July. So is it appropriate, Gina, that we would take a vote tonight to say that we're willing to support the $8,000?
Um, it is, we have no formal request from the town manager on it.
We do have a letter from him.
We do, but it doesn't have a dollar amount.
Yes, it did.
Oh, it did.
I thought it had 8,000 in it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you recall, Josh?
I don't. I'd have to try to find it real quick, but
Okay.
Well, I guess we don't have to put a dollar amount in it, but is this committee willing to vote to support the match?
Um,
so that the match can go forward because the state's on a timeline.
Well, Carlton, could we do something like up to 10,000 so we know it doesn't go over a certain amount?
I'm pretty sure yeah, we can do that. I'm just trying to address the issue and simply say CPC is willing to, yeah, you're right. If it's no more than 10,000, we're willing to support it. It's up
Yeah,
to you guys.
I think that should cover it because I think it is a direct match. So and we were awarded 8,000.
Okay, so it's the 8,000. Um,
And that's
yeah,
why I
we
was just
could,
simply saying, well, we were willing to support the match through our admin fund.
right, without the dollar amount.
Oh no,
Well,
I'm
we
sorry.
know the dollar
I was
amount.
saying I agreed with Pat saying up to 10,000 because I don't think like I said, we were awarded 8,000, so I don't think you would go over that.
What
So
is the money
why would,
being used for? What is the plan for the
Ah,
townhouse?
so I'm going to chime in here because I did a lot of work on it. Um, Counselor Ellenberg
Mhm.
asked the town to submit to the Mass Cultural Commission to get a grant that would do what we're doing with the historic assessment, but only look at the mechanical, electrical of the townhouse. So they
Okay.
would look at accessibility issues, et cetera. So that grant is 8,000 plus a match, equal match from the town to actually do that due diligence on the building. So we have a real plan. So down the road, we might even be able to get some reasonable costs in. So that's what that's about.
Thank you.
And I'm looking right now. It is a 1-to-1 cash match.
Cash match.
okay,
I think
it did Justin say in his letter, um, I think we attached it to our May agenda.
Yep, give me just a moment. I can look that up real quick.
And
Okay.
again, once you get done that, can you look and see what they have for timelines in that grant? And by the way, the state assigns a firm to come in and do the work, so the town doesn't go through a procurement process necessarily. We just have to pay for whoever they assign to do the work.
Mhm. And this assessment goes almost hand in hand with our interior assessment
They're
because we're
complimentary.
complimentary. Thank you. I knew there was a word there.
Welcome.
That we're doing the interior itself, but we're not touching on like plumbing, electrical, which this grant will cover. So the two will go hand in hand, complementary to each other, and hopefully once they're done and we find out what needs to be done to the townhouse, they can get back to a reuse, determining the reuse of the building.
Yeah, and I will add that the council's Community and Economic Development Committee has taken on to provide pressure to move this reuse forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the letter, and it is a matching contribution of 8,000.
8,000.
Oh, okay. And it does say the 8,000. So that's
Yeah.
good. Yep, I'll entertain a motion
Is that the entire letter? Is there any schedule or anything?
No, because this letter, when we had sent it out, it was we hadn't received anything from the state as far
Oh,
we
this is
just
from Justin. Okay.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. And you're saying the requested CPA matching contribution at 8,000. Because we don't know officially the timeline for the cultural grant folks. I'll entertain a motion tonight to approve or recommend the match to the cultural fund of $8,000 to come from admin funds. Or if somebody can word it better than that. So I'll take entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Laurie. Do you want to word it or?
I thought you did a great job, Gina.
Oh, okay. Okay, so to recommend,
So to reiterate, basically, I'll second that motion. The basic for discussion, the motion is basically that the CPC is willing to use administrative funds in the amount of $8,000 to match that state grant.
okay, I would leave out the word willing. I would just say that we recommend CPA funds in the amount of 8,000 to match the grant.
Okay,
'Cause it
with our
kinda-
FY20, I'm going to say with our FY27 administrative funds.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, and the account for that is,
We don't have an account number for next year.
okay, I think they use the same account, don't they, Josh?
Yeah.
So it'd be 53000000.
That building needs so much work. I'm glad to see someone moving forward. I mean,
Thank you.
it's been just sitting there for years, just decaying away.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was a beautiful building.
I know it is.
So,
Okay.
Josh, you have the motion.
Yes. Yeah.
Could you read it back, please?
Yep. Hold on. Let me just finish editing it. I have the motion. It's just in pieces.
That's what mine is too. I have to recommend it $8,000 administrative funds 53000000. I left out a zero. FY27 funds to match the agricultural grant received by the town for the assessment of the townhouse.
Okay. If you want to send that to me, that's fine.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about the primary motion made.
Okay. Laurie made the motion, but she liked my wording, which, okay, I kind of added a little to it, the account number. Okay, discussion? Any? Okay, if not, Josh, roll call.
Gina,
Yes.
Carlton,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Lori.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
Okay.
And that'll be great. If you were able to get the letter to me, I should be able to get everything sent to the state on Monday.
Okay, great. I will.
Thank you,
And I
Josh.
can also provide it to Debbie for the July town council meeting as well.
Right. Okay, and can you just send us for our records the letter from the state?
Yeah, it was just an email.
Mhm.
But I can put that into a PDF and get that sent out.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Playground accessibility. This is from Marathon Park. Their Disability Commission is working on adding some accessible, adaptive pieces of equipment there and fixing the ground surface. They've been working with Parks and Rec. But other than that, I have no update. Track at Legion Field is still on hold. It's just a busy time to get the fields up and going, but Parks and Rec is looking at, I think probably Pat and I would be the only two that remember when there was a track at Legion Field, and it was taken out many years ago. Parks and Rec would like to put the track back in. And it would go around.
I'm not that old, Gina.
Oh, come on, Pat. You're not, well, I guess you are that much younger. Okay. Do you remember the track?
No.
No, no.
I do.
Okay.
I
Oh,
do.
that's good. That's good. Maureen remembers it. Thank you, Maureen. Um, it would go around.
I'm gonna start coloring my hair.
I just let it go white or gray.
Don't
It's
pull it
okay.
out.
Yep. So the track would go around the football field, which is where it was before. Um, Senior Center walking path. I think I haven't heard anymore.
Yeah, I've been the one communicating on that, and because of the budget issues, I'm not sure when they're going to be ready to move forward.
Okay, sounds good. And again, these are potential projects, and if they do come to fruition, we're looking for folks to be the liaison for CPC members. Application form template. Josh, updates on?
Yep. So right now we have the kind of draft version up on the website just because the old application it was just a mess and yeah, we're just trying to do ease of use right now. Um, but there are several edits from the CPC officers that need to be implemented by IT. So I'm just waiting to have a meeting with them and see what else is needed. But that's moving along pretty
Okay,
good. So it's
great.
we
Thank
did
you.
a test of it. The IT department did a test of the one that's on the website right now. It's working perfectly. It's going to my email directly, and it looks really good. So we're
Good,
really excited to get that, and we should have that by July with edits from Gina and Carlton.
great. Thank you for your work on that. I I think Josh was nice in his wording about the old application. It was way too cumbersome. Um,
Labor of love.
for lack of a better word, it was almost atrocious. But the new version on all online, they can update everything. Upload, not update. They can upload all the attachments. Josh can just send it out to all of us without having paper versions that don't wrap and all that. So that's a big plus.
Yeah, but James in the IT department's been amazing with putting those together. So he's the one that's put the eligibility form together.
Mhm.
With suggest all I did was sit there and suggest things. So big shout out to our IT department. They're working really hard.
Yep. Well, when you talk to James, give him our thanks.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, Next, membership vacancies. Um, we have two vacancies, the Housing Authority, which we haven't had a member for 2 years officially. And before that, the member didn't come for close to a year, the liaison. Um, I have been in communication with the Housing Authority director. I've reached out to the town manager to try to talk to the Housing Authority director. These missing vacancies affect our ability to have a quorum because we have to count those spots as a member not being present. And we all know how hard it is. And Sherry had mentioned before, committee she's on, that they didn't have quorum. So we really need to have these positions filled. The second citizen at large position, we changed the affordable. Our committee, CPC, had voted a few months back to request that the affordable housing trust position be changed to a second citizen at large position. That was approved by the town council. Josh, do you have an update on that? I know it's
Yep.
posted on the CPC webpage.
Yes,
Town,
it's on the boards, committees, and commissions page. It's on the CPC page. We had advertised it on Facebook, but I think it kind of got pushed in the feed because there were several things. I haven't posted it this week yet, just because we had the water forum and we've been
Mm-hmm.
doing a ton of posts that way. So I was just waiting to the end of the week when our feed is kind of cooled off, so that way it's at the top. So I planned on posting it for tomorrow, and then when Justin submits his operational update, I'm going to ask him if we can advertise for it in that as well.
Okay,
So we'll have
great.
it across social media on the website and in our distribution for the operational update.
Okay, great. Thank you. Um, if any of us know people that might be interested, um, have them apply. Um, new business, we had no new business, but something did come up this week. The there's a couple of mothers from that their kids go to the Williams School. Um, they're looking to have an adaptive playground or some pieces of adaptive equipment because the oops, okay, sorry about that. Okay. Some of the children that can't use the regular equipment or play ball or um, they end up standing around at recess. So these mothers have requested, and they're working with Parks and Rec for the best location. I talked to Jim Small today, the Parks and Rec superintendent. He's talking about, because I wasn't sure if they were looking to have it on the paved area on the school side of the fence, even though it's all owned by the town, it's kind of split this by the fence. Or on the Legion Field side. He said they're looking at the Legion Field side, and he might just have to move the center field fence a little, but he's working with them for that. And I know Josh sent them an adaptive eligibility form for the adaptive playground. So that's being worked on. Committee liaison reports. Anybody from a committee to add, give us any news of things their committees are working on that could pertain to CPC?
No, we didn't meet.
Okay. Okay, and Parks and Rec didn't meet in May, June. We met in May, didn't meet in June for lack of a quorum. But we are meeting July 6th. Okay. Laurie, anything for Concom?
Concom's been busy working on the new water treatment facility next to the Bridgewater sand and gravel. They've been busy out there. They did perks this week. They went down 40 feet. There's been issues on the BRS site, potential for filling. So we got DEP involved in that. But mostly a lot of failed septic systems in town that need to go through Concom, but we've been busy, but nothing major going on.
Great, thank you. Okay, Mark, Sherry, do you have anything for Historical Commission?
No, it's really been very quiet. We're waiting for a new location to come into our domain to see if there's any historical value, but when I spoke to David last, there was not even an address yet.
Okay, good, thank you. Pat, Planning Board. Anything else?
I think I covered a lot of it in other topics.
Okay, great, thank you. We have no public. Anything else to add for new business? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Our next meeting date is Wednesday, July 22nd. Again, format will be determined if we're hybrid or Zoom. And if nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I was going to say, does everybody want to stay here longer? Okay, second.
I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Laurie. Discussion,
Nope.
roll call.
Gina,
Yes.
Carlton,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Lori.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion was approved. The meeting's adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, 1 hour and 1 minute.